welcome to my monthly review for the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book and this is for issue 202. And for me, excuse me, excuse me, allergies, if you will. I guess, I don't know. But for me, as I was saying, this issue 202 is actually an important issue for me. Believe it or not, this is my 100th 30th issue in subscription. That's right, 130 issues I've been subscribing to this comic book, so that's the 130th one I've gotten so far. And that's over 10 years. Well, it has been about 10 years, so that's saying something. And that started with issue 72. Anyway, getting into the story, I thought the story itself, as we read the first 5 pages, the preview pages that they provided for us online, I thought it was pretty good. It made, when you watch it, but when you read it, and you see Sonic's reaction on how many more clans of ninja clans there could be and everything. It's like, to them, to Sonic, basically he's starting to realize this may be tougher than he thinks, because he's realizing, okay, the Dark Egg Legion was bad enough. Now we got to deal with, all these ninja clans, and although we're beating them and everything, it's like we just, can't get a break. Hey, and then, all of a sudden here comes the Iron King. And here comes the Iron King, who Sonic remembers from, his previous confrontation with him during the World Tour in the 60 issues, if you will, the 60th issues. And so Sonic and Khan, they try to attack the Iron King, but he basically, is patting them off, basically saying, hey, you're puny, that they cannot harm him because they're puny. And so they just keep attacking and attacking, and Sonic, is like, man, basically is on his, on one knee, kind of wondering, man, I never thought I'd, basically Sonic's now wishing, Sonic is now basically wishing for the days of when he was battling the SWAT bots, and because back then, it was easier than this. He wasn't bouncing off people. And then all of a sudden here comes SBO, and Sonic thinks, reinforcements have arrived, but Khan has to tell him, hey, no, he's one of the Shinobi clan. And just when Sonic's trying to correct Khan, saying, no, he's with the Chaotix, here comes SBO attacking him. Now that's something that you might be questioning on what's going to happen there with the thought process on that, and I'll get into that in my opinions. And Khan, is a little upset by that, thinking, annoyed by it, thinking, man, he's supposed to be fast on the uptake. And then here comes Lightning Lynx, who attacks Khan, and Khan refers to him as one of the Rachu clan, and he doesn't remember him. And Lynx says, hey, I'm Lightning Lynx, servant to the bride of the conquering storms of these shores, and with honor restored, and basically, with honor restored. Now we go back to SBO battling Sonic, and Sonic wants to know what's going on. Is it mind control or something? Is it mind control? tell me, you give me an answer, but SBO won't give him an answer, and everybody's just attacking him. Basically they keep getting pounded. They're fighting the best. Monkey Khan electrocutes lightning links, but still they're getting blasted and hit from every rear. And Khan, looks at Sonic and saying, "Hey," asking him, "Hey, you finally finished beating these pushovers?" In other words, telling him, asking him, "Now what do you think I've been talking about? Basically, now what do you have to say?" And Sonic has to remind him, "Hey, Sally just said this was a recon only mission." And Khan's like, "Yeah, anything to get out of it. I told you so." And Sonic's, Sonic's like, "Yeah, pretty much." And then we have the Iron King saying, "Hey, the champions of the East and West are defeated. Swear fealty to me and my queen, and you may live to serve the Iron King Iron Domain." Sonic, being typical Sonic's like, "Hey, kind of humorous a little bit by saying, "Oh, I don't know, what's your dental plan like?" And Khan's like, "Well, sarcasm is lost on him. Pity." And Sonic says, "Well, thanks, but we'll pass." And Sonic tells him, "Hey, we could really use that cloud thingy of yours." Basically tells him we can really use that cloud thingy of yours. And Khan basically rips up the cloud air thing that he uses. And Sonic's like, "I'd say our mission's complete. Fly magic cloud, monkey fly." And and Lena Da wants the Legion to shoot them down, but the King's like, ignore the Iron King's like, ignore that last order. And Lena Da's like, well, basically Lena Da a little upset that she got overthrown right there, or basically her order was overthrown. But the King has to tell her that don't worry about it. The enemy is ruined. They now realize what they're dealing with, and that today is the first of many victories to come. Because our domain stands triumphant. And in the last panel that you see where he says that they stand triumphant, you see that Lena Da's a little upset. Lightning Lynx is determined, I guess, and SBO's like, what have I done? So anyway, we get back to New Mobotropolis, and Sonic reports to them of what's happened. He basically tells them that the Iron Domain means business because they got the likes of the Dark Legion, Lightning Lynx because Lightning Lynx is no longer destructive, SBO because SBO's gone rogue, and they got this whole slew of Yang Yu ninjas on their side. Alright, and that even though the original enemy, Eggman Robotnik, is done, they're basically back to where they started, square one. And and Knuckles is kind of curious because he thought SBO was from Rainbow Valley, and there's no Rainbow Valley because there's no ninjas there. And Elias, King Elias basically says, "Hey, I'll have the Royal Guard put on high alert and inform the populace." And then he asks Sonic, "Will you come back tomorrow and relay all your findings to the council?" And Sonic says, "Sure thing. We got to make sure everyone knows the good news, right?" In other words, in his own sarcastic way, saying, "Yeah, we got to make sure everybody knows that we may have jumped out of one frying pan, but we've jumped into another." That old saying of out of the fire into the frying pan, or out of the frying pan into the fire. And then, of course, Sally's asking Khan if he's okay, and he says he's not. And she tells him, "Hey, don't let this whole setback eat at you. We've faced worse setbacks than this." Basically telling them that they've dealt with worse than what's going on now. But Khan walks away and he tells her, "But this is just one more in a long list of failures for me." And he asks himself as he's walking away, what kind of king have I become? And then, of course, we get the backstory of the Iron Queen, Regina, and how she came to be, and how she started learning magic, and control electrical things and all that when she was young, and that became outlawed, and because of what's been going on, and she just goes on to say that she survived and is the last of her cult. Oh, and that she will use her craft to, control this puny planet and all that, and basically that's where we stop. Overall, I have to say that the issue was pretty good. Um, Definitely, we're learning a lot more. It seems that certain characters, fan favorites, even game characters, have a little bit of a past history that they don't want no one to know about in this issue. I have to say that Ian did a good job on that. I'm not really sure what he's thinking with the SBO one, but I guess we'll find out. And I guess we also know what's going to happen with Bunny next issue because, to find out, the Iron King can control electronics and mechanics. But that's all I have to say. I give it a 5 out of 10 out of 10, and that's all.